I'm coming through. Just give it a second. There we go. Live and in living color. As CM Punk would say, there's going to be 2 links down below as always in the description box. The difference is, though, this week, which is really interesting, but it's happened before, is the official notes, there are none. As soon as you scroll down, it takes you to last week's Raw, where it gave you a whole breakdown. There's absolutely nothing here, but we still have a video recap of the whole thing. So again, still going to have links down below just for the sake of conversation and crediting WWE. So it's a good thing that I have my own notes so that I can refer to them. We're just going to keep looking at this picture here the entire time. So Jey Uso made his way to the ring, Yeaton as always with the Intercontinental Championship, and he was celebrating in ring, talking about how it was hard for him. He was only ever seen as a twin. Roman Reigns slowed him down, etc., throughout the course of his history. He was always a tag team, and there's nothing wrong with that. So anyhow, after 14 years, we know the drill. He's now a singles champion. One of those few times where being single is better than being in a team. So there you have it. And then, oh yeah, and then how can you forget this part? Braun Breaker came out, and you're going to be able to see that if you didn't check it out. And he actually congratulated Jey, but unlike those sneaky things where he spears him at the last second, there was none of that. Just respect, shook his hand. He told him, look, I'm not going to spear him. You were the better man on that night. You're worthy of the championship. And it was really nice to see, because later on, Gunther was backstage smirking, and Braun Breaker walked up to him and basically said, you're going to see me sooner than later. So, and when he was in the ring with, I almost said Sami Zayn, it's okay, with Jey, he didn't ask for a rematch in the same light that Gunther didn't as well ask for a rematch after WrestleMania against Sami Zayn. We'll get into that maybe in a minute. Rey versus Xavier. Xavier Woods had a bit of an interesting night, didn't he? A lot of faux pas, and they were unintentional, or were they? So at one point there was a backstage. Oh yeah, I'll get to that. Anyways, Rey Mysterio versus Xavier Woods. It was a great match. Xavier Woods ended up taking off Rey Mysterio's mask, which is something you don't see often in that distracted Rey, and he ended up getting pinned. But he truly said that he didn't mean to do it, and it's quite possible. Or maybe it was the ploy all along. Because afterwards, backstage, Karrion Kross, you could see him backstage, hiding, lurking in the shadows, while Kofi Kingston is asking Xavier, did you seriously just do that on purpose? And him saying no, and that he spoke to Jey Uso about an Intercontinental Championship, and he's like, oh, of course, you go to the top, and Xavier Woods getting angry. Until he said, no, man, I actually got you a title opportunity against Jey Uso. So that made Xavier Woods really happy. Then Lyra Valkyria versus Zoe Stark. Sonya backstage said, oh, Lyra, you're all alone. We're going to be out there. And it's like, great. I don't need an entourage. She didn't say that, but I'm saying that's what my rebuttal would have been. It's like, I don't care if there's nobody else out there. I'm not worried about it. I ain't a bitch. Just saying, that's something I would have done. Sonya interfered with the knee to the noggin of Lyra Valkyria. That allowed Zoe Stark to pick up the win, which was dumb. Because Zoe Stark, and I've said this from the beginning, when she debuted on the main roster, she's so amazing, very, very talented, just, there's no awkwardness to her. Like, she is a solid wrestler. She could have still had the win without the distractions. I know that they're heel, but look at Gunther again. How often does Ludwig Kaiser interfere? Like, next to never, okay? That's all I'm saying. And then at the end, Kaden and Katana came out as Lyra Valkyria was getting the beat down. So now they are back after being away for some time. I'm just cracking open my A&W root beer diet, of course, because I don't want my pancreas to explode. Otherwise, I'll go from this to this to this right there. Adam Pearce in a steel cage with security, talking about Hell in a Cell at Bad Blood. Drew and CM Punk came out. Drew went first with his promo. Very, very good on his delivery as always. It was very impressive. And of course, CM Punk, excuse me, expecting no less from him, delivered an epic promo as well. They did not attack each other. There was none of that. There was no goosiness. Nobody went hog wild here. R-Truth is back. Funny as always. He was backstage with The Miz and Strowman as The Miz was talking to Strowman in the early beginnings about last week when he interfered in his match, but then R-Truth showed up, caught The Miz off guard, and then told him, AI, we got a match with the AI or something like that. It ended up being AOP. Just as all, like, I can't get enough of R-Truth, man. It was just awesome to see him back. And after that, we had the LWO versus Judgment Day. Great match. Grand Slam Finn came at the end to distract, and the Judgment Day picked up the victory. Post-match, Rhea come out with Priest. They get the upper hand. They throw Dirty Dom, Daddy Dom Dom, whatever the hell his name is now, inside that shark cage, or tried to, or did. Yeah, he was in there. And Rhea had a bit of a melee with Liv. I almost said Rhea had a melee with Rhea. No. And then Priest ended up getting overwhelmed. It's too bad that Jey Uso didn't come out. I think that would have been perfect. To me, that was a faux pas, because there was a bit of a something there. And now, out of nowhere, Jey doesn't come out to help. That really bothered me. So that's a big thumbs down moment right there. I really believe he should have been there. Abso-freaking-lutely. Kofi Kingston versus Chad Gable was a nice match, but on the rebound against the ropes, Kofi Kingston was going to deliver, I don't know what this is Trouble in Paradise. But because Xavier Woods grabbed Chad Gable's ankle and made him trip, that saved him and ultimately made it that Chad was actually able to pick up the win. So that's two inadvertent things, allegedly, that he didn't mean to do, because he's giving up, I didn't mean to do that. But meanwhile, he's probably snickering like Karrion Kross would be. Ilya Dragunov. Real life stuff. Shout out to him, like he's going to see this. But he's going to be out for 6 to 9 months after suffering a torn ACL last Saturday in a match against Gunther. And it may have been during the Boston Crab move. I'm not too sure. In which then afterwards, speaking of Gunther, came to the ring. Sami Zayn came out. This was a wild promo between the two of them. It was really good. Sami Zayn really hit him hard. Oh, you were a coward. You left. You don't think I'm worthy. Your dad was ashamed that he flew all the way down from Vienna just for you to lose to a bum like me. It was some good stuff. And then eventually Gunther attacked him. And he said, you want this damn match so bad? You know what? You got it. So Zayn pissed him off enough. And Zayn is going for the World Heavyweight Championship, which I don't know that Zayn is going to get it. It's just a prediction. I somehow think Braun Breaker might get it, man. He's only 26 years old. But still, it's crazy. AOP, Authors of Pain with Final Testament, versus Awesome Truth, but Miz turned on R-Truth. You let him tag. Miz didn't do the whole, like when a tag team goes heel, they go pretend like they want to tag, then they're like, yeah, no. No, he tagged in. But then he turned around and he just kicked Truth in the face once. That was it. He didn't, do the whole Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins thing. That was, pretty wild. That's, a hardcore way of going heel. And then he ripped his Awesome Truth shirt and just walked away and left him to his own demise. So Truth lost, and AOP picked up the victory. In closing, Strowman versus Reed was a wild match. These guys are, on round 3 or 4. But every single time they wrestle, It's not just two big behemoths clobbering each other like a bunch of drunken ogres, even though that's what he looks like right now. They put on an actual spectacle. Braun Strowman was at the top of the rope, jumped off the top rope, cross-body over like everybody. It was like a absolute nutcase moment. Then there was the superplex. Everything was in place. It was amazing. It was a last monster standing. And Strowman won. But Seth Rollins interfered in the no DQ match and stomped, as you could see here, Reed through the steel steps. What, again, so the faux pas, Jey Uso not coming out to help Priest, and this second one for not allowing to make Strowman look strong and just allowing him to win on his own like a big boy that he is. And then, as soon as the ref declares him the winner, ding, 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 and he's facing the camera or whatever with his arm up, and Reed tries to like get back and reach for something to attack Strowman. Sure. Then Rollins out of nowhere stomp to the stairs or something, right? Let Strowman win this shit on his own. It even says right here, Seth Rollins gave the win to the monster of all monsters. Didn't make him look like a monster. We know he is. He's got nothing to prove to us. But from a story perspective, this was a failure, in my opinion. So you can let me know what you think down below about the Jey Uso thing. Should he have come out for Damian Priest? And should they just avoid... You could have still had the whole thing play out the same. Just wait an extra couple of seconds. Am I making a big deal out of it? I am, because that really changes the dynamic of it. Thumbs up as always if you liked the video. It does greatly help support that channel with the algorithm in trying to make me more relevant in the search results when people are looking shit up on the internet. And if you didn't like the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs down. I'll bend it in half, twist it, and we'll put it right where where Reed's head is, and Seth Rollins. No. Strowman will do the stomp to the thumb. Okay? Hey, you're not getting the Solo Sikoan spike this week. You're lucky. If you want to subscribe, great. If not, thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care, and if I'm lucky, maybe I'll see some of you in the next one. Bye for now.